So this is a video on combining like terms. The essential question is, how do you solve equations involving like terms? So first we need to know what like terms are. Like terms are terms with the same variable and the same exponent. For example, negative 4x, positive 3x, and 1/2 x are all like terms because of the variable x. Although there is no exponent, each of these variables are raised to the first power. So they also have the same exponent. Now here you can see another set of like terms. Negative 2a squared, 5a squared, and 10a squared are all like terms. And then another thing that confuses kids is these ones here are also like terms, 5, 7, and 23. Which it's confusing because it says like terms are terms with the same variable and the same exponent. But these are alike because they have no variable. Okay? Alright, so how do you simplify expressions with like terms? You'll notice in these sets of notes, I have written questions out for you. In the future, once you're comfortable, you'll be writing questions here on the left-hand side. But I wanted to show you how to do that. So, steps to combining like terms. First, you're going to highlight the like terms the same color. Then you're going to use the integer song to combine them. Okay? So let's do a couple of examples. So here in example 1, we have negative 4x and a negative 4x. So first we're going to identify the like terms by highlighting all terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. So looking at these two terms, they have the same variable. So this is the same and this is the same. So negative 4x and negative 4x are like terms. So we're going to use the integer song. You'll notice that they both are negative, so they have the same signs. So we add and keep the sign. Since both signs are negative, you add the integers and keep the sign. So the answer here is negative 8x. Okay? In the next one, again, we need to identify the like terms by highlighting the constants green. I don't think I have a green highlighter. So I apologize, I'm going to do blue. I'm going to highlight the constants blue. Sorry about the confusion. So 4 and positive 3 are like terms because they don't have a variable. Okay? And then I also don't have a yellow one. Yikes. And the other terms, the A terms, we're going to highlight those pink. So negative 5a and negative 4a are like terms. So first we'll combine the A terms. Same signs, add and keep, so you get negative 9a. And then these ones are same signs, add and keep, plus 7. Negative 9a plus 7. And listing the variable term first puts it in standard form. Okay? Now there are no more like terms, so therefore this is as simplified as this expression will get. Okay? So I want you to pause the video and take a few minutes to complete these on your own. Alright, so the next part of these notes are solving equations involving like terms. So you'll notice I wrote a question here, and there are many options or many things that you can write here, but this is just one example. I wrote, what is the difference between an equation and an expression? You'll notice in the previous example we were dealing with expressions, we are now dealing with equations. Another question you could have possibly written here is, how do you solve equations involving like terms? So once you go through the video with me, you'll then in this column write clarifying questions or even questions that you don't know the answer to that you'd like to ask in class. Things like that, okay? All right, so in solving this equation, the first thing we're going to do is identify the like terms on the same side of the equal sign by highlighting them the same color, okay? So on this side of the equal sign, And I like to draw a line down my equation. We have a negative b and an 8b. These are like terms because they have the same variable, same exponent. Use the integer song to combine them. So you first notice that they have different signs. So different signs subtract. You get 8 minus 1 equals 7. Give it the sign of the higher number. So 7 equals 7b. That's using the inverse. Oh no, I'm sorry. Next, we use the inverse operation of multiplication because this says 7 times b, and we're going to divide both sides by 7 in order to isolate the variable. So we get 1 equals b, and you can rewrite that as b equals 1 and box in your answer. Okay? So again, in this next one, we're going to identify the like terms by highlighting them the same color. Okay, I don't care what color you use as long as the like terms are the same. And they have to also be on the same side of the equal sign. So I'm going to draw a line down. And on this side, my constants are the same. They're like terms. So I have a 5 plus 3. So I'm going to add those together. I'm going to bring down the 6b, and 5 plus 3 equals 8. And bring down the equals 8 on the other side. Now I have to use the inverse operation of addition. See, this is plus 8, and subtract 8 from both sides. Okay, so this equals 0. Now I have 6b equals 0. Okay, now I'm going to use the inverse operation of multiplication and divide both sides by 6 in order to isolate the variable. Okay, so divide by 6, divide by 6, 0 divided by 6, v equals 0. Alright, so you're going to now complete the independent practice. Now your summary, after you're done completing the independent practice, is to choose number 1 or number 2, okay, either one of these above, and explain your steps using academic language. So you can go ahead and use how I bulleted the steps here and kind of mimic what you're doing here in your summary for 1 or 2. You don't have to do both.